engaging celebrity interviews, exciting updates from Christian filmmakers, movie reviews so you can choose your movies wisely, and so much more here on Faith on Film with Isaac Hernandez and Holly McClure.
Hello, welcome to Faith on Film. We're so glad you've tuned in because we have another great show for you today. Now, on today's show, Holly has an interview with John McPhail, director of a wonderful family movie called Grow. Grow is an exuberant tale full of giant pumpkins, madcap characters, and a little girl who just might be a pumpkin-growing savant. As for me, well, I had the privilege of talking with a longtime friend, Steve Zambo. Zambo is a film and television producer, director, and writer. He's the president of the nonprofit entertainment production and distribution organization called Salty Earth Pictures Incorporated. He is also the president of Stephen F. Zambo Productions Incorporated and has received over 20 Telly Awards for his work in media, and he is here today to tell us all about his latest movie, One by One. Two more great interviews for you, but first let's start with a trailer for One by One, and then we will hear from Steve Zambo.
I've been thinking about moving on.
You thinking about joining us on patrol?
Oh, no.
What then? There isn't much else.
Yes, where to, Dave?
Maybe there's an opening in narcotics?
Narcotics. That sounds dangerous.
Hey, you're a cop? Oh, I am gonna have you killed!
Dangerous. Honey, only 3 things happen to guys who join narcos.
What's that?
1, they end up divorced.
What?
2, they end up dead.
Don't you trust me?
Or 3, that's even worse.
What's worse?
Oh, you don't want to know.
That's more like it.
Police! Freeze!
Hey, show me your hands! Come on, get out of the car, scumbag!
You have the right to remain silent.
Let's go, move.
Anything you say can Colonel, you have the right to an attorney. Watch it, lady. You know you could be arrested for assaulting an officer of the law. Think 5 steps ahead.
Now let's get out of here before someone calls the cops.
I learned never to walk into a room, bar, restaurant, or even church without memorizing every face, their ages, sex, and what they were wearing. Then at the same time, looking for all the available exits.
What do you got?
I know this could be a setup, but more than likely he's just really desperate for cash. Get the team ready.
Go.
They might blow your cover. Like us ever being seen together might blow your cover.
So I'm sorry, but this is a big deal.
It's always a big deal.
Viking is down! Go! I repeat, Viking is down. Viking is down.
Get on the radio, get his wife.
We'll bring her to the hospital.
T-Rex.
I prayed
Get his wife here now.
with the clearest mind I ever had in my life.
Dear God, please forgive me for everything.
What if I call everything up to today? The first half of my life. Call it good.
Exceptional work, David.
What if I spend the rest of my life serving the Lord? I mean, what do I got to lose?
God has given you a gift. What would you think about becoming a pastor?
The preacher's that bad?
We'll see. I'm the pastor. It's my person.
I sure know how to pick up.
I have no idea how this is going to go. But let's have church.
So, Pastor, are you telling me that you're giving up already?
Well, why are you still here?
If you're not gonna come, just tell me and I won't remember your name.
Okay. So, we're not coming.
Thank you. Why not?
You don't know what it's like to have these pictures rolling through your head day and night. Stuff you can't tell anybody about. Not even your wife.
You might be surprised. I didn't walk away from the coolest job in the world and take my family away from all their friends and relatives and sit in a stuffy classroom for 8 years to be here in your living room and suddenly become timid. I've decided to use the Word of God. We can implement it right now, one by one, starting with us in this room.
Pastor, don't take this the wrong way, but you smell like a sheep.
I gotta tell you, Pastor, you're a breath of fresh air.
This is what it's all about, isn't it, Pastor?
Yes, Richard. This is what it's all about. Sharing the hope and the peace that we have is worth all our time, commitment, and our very best effort. If it's to show just one precious soul,
This is Pastor Rose now.
Jesus, how may I serve you?
Welcome, Steve, and welcome to Faith on Film.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Isaac. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we just looked at the trailer to your latest movie called One by One, and we're going to talk about that. But before we get into that, I think I would like to learn a little bit more about Salty Earth Pictures. What is Salty Earth Pictures? Of course, the company that produced this film.
Sure.
But can you maybe just give us a little bit more information about Salty Earth Pictures and yourself?
Well, absolutely. Salty Earth Pictures is a nonprofit organization that actually started in 2003. And we're the largest movie studio in Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin, believe it or not. But before, I want to say, though, Isaac, the first time I met you was probably over 20 years ago at NAB. And I was just walking around. This ministry was new. And I came up to you in this booth, and you spent like a half hour with me. You introduced me to other people. My main question at that time was distribution, and you were such a blessing. And I want to say you are you are a Christ servant leader, and you really helped us get going. And I really appreciate that.
Thank you, thank you. God has just really put in my heart a love for Christian filmmakers, and so this is what this show is all about. It's to help Christian filmmakers, just get out there as much as possible and gain success through what they do.
Well, you were one of our early blessings, and Salty Earth Pictures is, as I said, a nonprofit. Our goal is to encourage, produce, and distribute entertainment and media that challenges minds, lightens hearts, and strengthens souls. And God has blessed us. We've been now 9 feature films, 2 documentaries. We have over 30,000 square foot studio in Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin, where we do all kinds of educational programs, tours, movie in a day experiences for youth, workshop seminars, and then also work on doing professional media for other nonprofits that might not be able to afford it. But our main focus is trying to do Christ-centered features and documentaries, and we've been very blessed in that area.
Wow, what do you do in your spare second?
Oh no, I know. Sometimes that's what a lot of people ask my wife and myself. It's very, it's a blessing. It really is it's a team effort. And one of the things we found is that I never want to discourage people, and I'm sure you don't either, from wanting to produce a movie. And we've been very blessed to set it up as a nonprofit, because what we found, no matter if our budget is $10,000, $100,000, $300,000, God has blessed us equally with gift in kind contributions, and then also volunteers that have been allowed us to make movies, even though I'm sure our movies are made for basically the catering budget of a Hollywood movie. But we've been able to take on a very professional look, get them widely distributed for very little financial resource. And that's why I always wanted to say, go make your movie to people. Sure,
absolutely. And I know, nonprofit doesn't necessarily mean you don't want profits.
Right. But, what it basically means is that we're able to then turn the money that is made back into the next movie.
Absolutely. And that's what I want to make sure is that enough people know about it so that the resources can be there, financially, obviously through either rentals or however sales of the movie, however you do it, so that you can keep going. Now, tell us then now a little bit about the movie One by One. How did that come about? And what is it about?
Right. My wife and I were at a Christian leadership conference in January of 2020, right before the whole COVID thing hit. And there was a speaker that we met the night before, Pastor David Rosenau, who serves a congregation in Leesburg, Florida, and we got talking to him and his story. We actually were interviewing him for a disaster relief project, but afterwards he started to tell us a little bit about his life. And we were just like, this is amazing. And little do we know is the next day he was the feature keynote speaker at this conference. He was a former, he worked in a funeral home, and then he became undercover narcotics detective and then a homicide detective. But the Lord kept leading him to ministry. And he gave this presentation on the one by one subject about how we all have responsibility to share the hope that we have. It's not up to a pastor or an institution, but it's up to us individually. He gave a wonderful presentation. My wife and I looked at each other and said, this needs to be a movie. And it took about 1.5 years maybe to convince him and his wonderful wife, Sue, that it wasn't going to be focused on them, but focused on what people can do and what God can do through people. And so he allowed us to move forward. It's amazing. We cover the era of when he was working undercover in narcotics in Michigan. And then also the transition of how God gradually used others to say, hey, did you ever consider the ministry? Nah, maybe when I retire. But finally, the calling was so big that he went and did it. Was hoping to be a youth pastor, was assigned to a congregation right outside the villages in Florida where there is nobody under 60 within 50 miles of the place.
Right.
And the congregation was dying both sort of literally and figuratively, but he was able to go in and encourage those people that, hey, your neighbors, just because we don't have a lot of youth around here, your neighbors are prime people to hear the word of God, and the congregation is just alive and growing today. So it's a fun story to tell, and a lot of people and churches have been encouraged by the message that's in it.
Now, based on what I saw in the trailer, it seemed like, at least at first, he even, when he became a pastor, had to kind of keep it under wraps of who he really was as far as undercover narcotics. But obviously, that's not the case anymore because it's out now, isn't it?
That's right. And we, some of the names and things have been changed, of course, to protect his former partners and things like that. But yes, everything that is in the movie really happened to him during his journey.
Of course, you mentioned that you've done a couple of documentaries. There's one that I guess, I don't know if you've released it now or are about to release it.
Daniel Truitt's story, yes. And everyone right now is going, who in the world is Daniel Truitt? But all of you have seen him in at least one movie. He's been in our last 2 movies, actually. But I think you would probably remember him as Rolf in The Sound of Music, singing I Am 16, Going on 17 with Liesel in the gazebo.
Oh, that takes us way back.
And the Von Trapp kids on set called him the nasty Nazi, of course, because he turned in the Von Trapp. And Daniel's the first to say, does it get any worse than turning in the Von Trapp family? But he is a wonderful Christian man. He's in his 80s, still sings like an angel. Wow. I mean, it's amazing. Yes, it is out. It's available through salttheearthpictures.com, but also on Amazon Prime. And we are doing screenings in North Carolina where Daniel lives coming up in October. So that should be a lot of fun.
So is that the best place to learn all about all your movies that you've done, and specifically also about the one by one, is to go to your website?
Yeah, salttheearthpictures.com has trailers to all the movies. We're also on Facebook and things like that. But once you have all of the titles from one by one through the Daniel Truitt story and all our other movies, a lot of them are on, most of them are on Amazon Prime and other platforms as well.
Well, thank you again for taking time to be with us today. We'll certainly do our best to help promote your movie as much as possible, all right?
Well, thank you very much.
You bet.
God
Folks,
bless.
We'll be right back.
What do we have to gain?
Pretty much everything.
I have loved you every day, every hour, every minute, every second ever since.
We don't always get what we want, but we always get what we need. We're connected, all of us.
When the Jesus movement swept across the world 50 years ago, churches were divided against themselves. Based on a true story, Jesus Freaks is both a new book and a motion picture by writer and director Nina May. It's the story of two college kids who discover love, faith, and the power of the Holy Spirit changing lives around them. Follow their lifelong journey through spiritual awareness and supernatural encounters while embracing the power of the Holy Spirit in their lives.
This'll sound mad, but every time I touch a plant, it's like I can feel what they're feeling.
Charlie, look at me, not the plant. Took a while to track you down.
Is she house trained?
Charlie!
This is my niece.
What?
What is it with this place and pumpkins?
Ready for the contest?
I'm going to win. My dad's entering the contest too. You got much of a team? I'm working on it.
That ain't mine, is it?
We snogged once at a school disco.
But what a snogger.
She's entering the pumpkin contest, wanted a few tips.
This ain't some grow your own salad school project. This is all out vegetable warfare.
You want to steal our secrets?
Release the hounds!
You really think plants feel things like us, don't you?
I do. This one's lonely.
I'm lonely, it's got me.
I don't know whether this thing of yours is real, but you brought us together. I can't thank you enough.
Here's to the good times, forget the bad times. These are the best days.
Ooh, well, that's unexpected.
Open up your eyes.
It's Charlie Little!
Here's to the best days of our lives.
Whatever happens, so proud of you.
These are the best days of our lives.
Go on then, Sensei. Let's see what your magical green fingers feel.
It's huge. You gotta grow harder, go home.
And now we must show our commitment to the new life that we are creating by having a wee on it.
Oh, that is enough crazy for one day. Thank you very much.
Hello, John.
Hey, Holly, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you. So good to have you with us, and I'm telling you, I loved this movie. I went in thinking, oh, okay, I'll have a little British humor and be a sweet kids movie. I thought it was utterly charming and perfect for this time of year. So congratulations.
Oh, no, thank you. Thank you so much. Because that's what I really wanted to make, like a proper family film, something for the kids, something for the adults, and something that's charming and joyous.
In a season when it's horror films, I mean, at the theater, that's pretty much all there is. Even on TV, it's things kids couldn't or shouldn't watch, but this has the little bit of the, Halloween fall with a pumpkin theme to it, but so much more. Explain, and I love Charlie, explain who your characters are and really the theme of the story.
Charlie is a sort of a young tearaway, like a mischief maker who his mum's abandoned her on an orphanage to go and become an actress in LA. And they discover that she's got an aunt who lives on this farm in this weird town that love pumpkins and love growing pumpkins. And every year they've got a big pumpkin competition. And the kid's going to enter it and, win it and try and get the money to go and find her mum. And yeah, it's this really unconventional mother-daughter story between Charlie and Dinah. Charlie's longing for home, and sort of Dinah's lost the sort of love of nurturing and growing, and they sort of find each other and find a home together, really.
The story, it's got heart and it's got a lot of different things to it. And you mentioned the theme of the mother abandoning her, to go to LA, which I found very funny. For this stage, I'm sure that's happened. And then the son of kind of the competition and the father's son. So you have daughter, mother, father, son. You have a lot of different relationships in this, don't you? Which is the heartwarming part of it. It's finding love and acceptance, right?
Exactly. No, exactly. It's not. It's sometimes it's not about the family that it's sometimes the family that you grow into. That you find in and around you. It is about growth. It's about nurturing. There's a lovely little eco message in there as well, which I feel like is nicely put there. We're never trying to ram anything down anybody's throats because it's supposed to be a fun film, and like you say, it's about family, and I really wanted people to see themselves in there. So you've got, like I say, that sort of mother-daughter, or father-son, so that like everybody in the audience can relate and attach and sort of find that place in the film that they belong to, and I always believe when audiences do that, when they attach to characters and see themselves in places, that they'll root for them, even if it's in a mad pumpkin competition.
Which is a very unique competition, I have to say. It's not your typical. I don't know if you can give away the secret, but there's the secret to this whole thing, which is really makes it fun. I think Charlie has a gift, let's just say. She's definitely got a gift.
She's got this little ability where she can sort of feel what plants feel, and that's like a sort of almost like a sort of superpower, or like there was to help lead into the fantasy element, like that kind of like Matilda or James and the Giant Peach. Like I grew up old Owl books and things like that, and those were expectations for me for this as well.
I definitely felt that kind of vibe to it. As a director, there was a lot of fun, wild scenes and funny scenes. Do you have maybe one or two that were your favorites, so that when people are watching that, they're like, "Oh, John loved that scene. That was one." As a director, that was one of his favorites.
Oh, like the safari park sequence, like I loved that. Like it's mad. It's got nothing to do with the plot or the story, and you're just like off on this mad adventure to a safari park to get lion poo, and it's that thing about like I'm like kids will love that. They're going to love that, and like. Even her costume in there, like, if you look at it and she's wearing like the zebra print top and all, and her and her aunt are they're wearing lilac jackets together. Like, do you know what I mean? They're almost sort of starting to match. They're sort of growing together, and it's just fun.
It's just fun. And then the couple that live in like the castle, kind of the estate, they're funny too. With the big, huge pumpkin fountain. I mean, it really is. It sounds elaborate as we're talking about it, but it's fun.
Yeah, no, exactly. Tim McInerney and Jane Horrocks are like I grew up watching them as a kid, in sort of British TV. So that was a dream of mine to sort of work with them. And they were so much fun. And I love The Simpsons. I grew up watching The Simpsons, so having my own Monty Burns is in there.
That was fun. I forgot about that. That's funny too. Oh, that is so good. Now you come from a background, John, of you love horror, and horror films and kind of macabre kind of things. What made you feel to transpire to doing children and this kind of, because it's a completely different genre, but yet it's kind of not for you?
I mean, I just love character in film. I think that's what we as audiences are always looking for, is looking to find that fun characters, or sort of to follow along. And I just fell in love with Charlie and Dinah. From when I read it, but I started out making romantic comedies. My first short film was a romantic comedy. My first feature was a romantic comedy.
That's true.
It's always comedy that I come back to. I love making people laugh. Even in a normal day setting, if I'm buying something at a shop, I'll usually make some smart aleck comment that makes somebody laugh. But it's usually it's just to see somebody laugh. I love it. It fills me. So when I'm sitting in a theatre and the entire audience is laughing, it fills me right up. And it's just, as I say, it's something I love doing.
My partner Isaac, who co-hosts the show, he got a screening and he watched it, and he called me he goes, "Holly, I really love this movie. I know it's for kids, but I love this movie." I go, I know. Adults are going to like it just as much as the kids, right? I think so.
Oh no, I love that. I really love that. No, thank you so much, Isaac. I really think that, mate. Because you never know. And obviously being a British movie, and I did want to make it a sort of international film, and I was purposely putting certain things in for American audiences as well, so to play into that American humour. And I have American producers and American financiers who, so when I was shooting it, I was always having either the characters dial it up or dial it back. And what it meant was when I was in the edit, I had this ability to either make it go bigger or bring it back down, and having the Americans being bring it up, and the British going, oh. And as I say, it created this really lovely push-pull dynamic, which I felt helped fit the film right in the sort of the middle for that.
I really do feel like this this movie in so many ways. Like I said, yes, it's about pumpkin contests, and people think, okay, it's a kids. No. There's a lot of relationship and sweet moments and endearing moments, and her friends finding Charlie, and then who was the little boy? I'm trying to remember his name.
Oliver.
Oliver. I loved him, and I loved the sweet friendship that they had. So again, I think this is a feel-good film at a time when we need feel-good films, don't you?
No, I completely agree. I think laughter's the best remedy.
Yes.
Everything really. So, and again, I hope people can come along and come out of it feeling good, feeling joyous, and coming away with a smile on their step.
You've been a delight, and we wish you much success. And I love this film, Grow, and we want to encourage everyone to go see it. It's coming out October the 2nd. But afterwards, you have any streaming plans for it?
So it's October 3rd. It comes out theatrically in the States. We've got I've got a couple of screenings. I'm heading out to Calgary for the Calgary International Film Festival, and then I think we're in Chicago and New York for like a couple of screenings before the 3rd itself for it to come out.
Okay.
I'll be down in London for the screenings down there.
Well, if you ever come to Texas and come to Dallas Fort Worth, you better look me up, because I work at Capernaum Movie Studios west of Fort Worth. We will take you for barbecue and the best time you've ever had at the Stockyards in Fort Worth, so you can get a good old taste of U.S. Texas hospitality.
100%. I've only been to Austin. I love Texas. I love your humor. I love your food. Your people are just great fun. So yes, please, I'll be there.
Well, ask Monique for my information and look me up and come see us, okay? It's been a joy to have you. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Oh, no, thank you, Holly. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.
You too.
What makes Capernaum Studios different from other movie studios? We believe in empowering filmmakers to make stories that matter, inspire, uplift, and transform lives. From historically authentic sets to state-of-the-art, fully equipped sound stages, we offer immersive LED and green screen stages, ICVFX virtual production, period to modern sets, a first-century village featured in The Chosen, and much more. We provide everything filmmakers need to focus on what matters in making their vision a reality, producing meaningful content affordably without compromising creativity. Discovering what's possible when creativity meets purpose. Capernaum Studios, empowering filmmakers to make dreams a reality.
Well, that does it for today's episode of Faith on Film. Remember to visit our website, faithonfilmtv.com. That's faithonfilmtv.com. And follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Well, until next time, goodbye for now.
Write to us at faithonfilmtv@gmail.com. That's faithonfilmtv@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Faith on Film TV. Also, go to our YouTube channel, Faith on Film TV, and hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications on our latest Faith on Film shows.